you know it's time to start winning. What has been the recurring theme you've told your team offensively and defensively that you have to get done to get a win here today?
We just talked about fundamentals, playing the second half of the year, doing things right, and that's going to be important today.
All right, Tony, good luck to you. Pat, back up to you.
All right, Ron, thank you. Autry Denson and Leon Johnson back deep for the Bears. Martin Gramatica will kick off. Martine, I think, is the way he prefers.
You know, that's something, Pat, with Green Bay losing.
Yeah.
If Chicago wins this game, they're going to be in first place all alone. If Tampa Bay wins this game, they're only going to be one game out. So this is what they call a pivotal game, I think.
To Autry Denson, right at the goal line. Special teams take him down just outside the 20. A flag on the play. Here's the Chicago Bears offensive line, and they are doing an excellent job. Brockermeyer, Tucker, Kreutz, Valerio, and the big cat, James Williams. Des White, Anthony Thomas, Damon Shelton, Fred Baxter, the tight end, and Booker, who's also having an excellent year.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team, number 87, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Tony Corrente is the referee. Dwayne Bates was called for holding on the opening kickoff. And Jim Miller, the quarterback. He's been sacked only one time.
You know, and this is tough on the road when you get backed up here and you're starting about the 10-yard line. The first thing you want to do is get that ball out beyond the 20.
Quick count. And he fires, and he's got it beyond the 20. I think the Buccaneers came down with it. Ronde Barber. It looked complete. Welcome to those of you who saw the Atlanta Falcons beat Green Bay.
He's throwing it to David Terrell in there, number 83.
Get out of there, yeah.
And Ronde Barber, who's having a heck of a year. In fact, he was the NFC Defensive Player of the Year last week. Look at that. He reached around with his right hand, knocked it out of there. Then as he was going to the ground, he picked it off with both hands.
That's a heck of a play.
You know, and that's one of those things that, you know, does success breed confidence or confidence breed success? But Ronde Barber is playing with as much confidence as anyone in this league right now.
So it's 1st and 10, Tampa Bay. Here's Brad Johnson dropping it outside to Allstott. Brian Urlacher right now for a game break. Let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Pat, San Francisco trailed Carolina 22-14 with $1:50 left when Garcia hooks up with Terrell Owens with 1 second remaining, trailing by 2 here. They go for the 2-point conversion to Eric Johnson. It's good. San Francisco now goes to its 4th overtime of the season. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
And that 49er team is something else.
Well, that Jeff Garcia is something else. And so is Terrell Owens. That's a heck of a combination.
2nd and 1 here for Tampa Bay. Warwick Dunn. Ball's loose, and the Bears have it. Tony Parrish. Turnover for turnover.
This is the thing we talk about, how tough it is to run. You got those 2 big tackles we talked about. You got Brian Urlacher here, and then behind him you got 2 safeties that are very good. We're going to see the tackle right there by Keith Traylor. He knocks it out, and there's Tony Parrish right on top of it. But you got to get those 2 big guys blocked. That's exactly what we're talking about. If you don't, then that's what happens.
So the Bears get it right back.
That's a heck of a defensive combination at Washington and Traylor with Urlacher behind him. That's strong.
Tough group. This is the A train. Anthony Thomas. Actually, there are 2 A trains. Allstott and Thomas.
Yeah, I think
Allstott was first.
I think Allstott's a little upset with that because he was first. But again, this is about this game. I mean, you talk about at the halfway point. I think it's as pivotal a game as it can be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they can be 3 games out or they can be 1 game out.
And the Bears could have first place by themselves,
as they did 2 weeks ago.
2nd down. Miller looking underneath. That's Marty Booker, who's having an excellent year. Here's the Tampa Bay defense. Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, McFarland, and Marcus Jones up front. Brooks, Duncan, and Quarles, the linebackers. Barber, who made the interception, Dexter Jackson, John Lynch, and Brian Kelly in the secondary. First down, Chicago.
I tell you, we're going to see good defensive tackles in this game, good linebackers, and good, strong safeties. Here's Tampa Bay's right there.
Miller gives to Anthony Thomas.
Yeah, when we talk about here's Brooks over on that side, Duncan in the middle, and we talk about the two tackles of the Chicago Bears, but this guy here, Warren Sapp's as good as anyone.
Yep.
And he's going to be double teamed all the time on passing situations. Now, in running situations, you can't always double them, but they will double them every passing situation.
2nd and 8. Thomas stopped by Simeon Rice. Chased him down from the end.
And they tried to run right at Warren Sapp, and they double-teamed him, but Simeon Rice comes from the back. Here's Simeon Rice here. You see, he takes an inside move on Brockermeyer, and Brockermeyer whips. Now, here's what they're doing to Warren Sapp. Valerio and Williams, they get him, they get the push. That's where they're looking for the soft spot, but Simeon Rice came in from behind and took the soft spot away.
3rd and 7, they only got a yard.
Brockermeyer completely whipped on Rice.
They started with a bunch on the right. Baxter started in motion. Here's Miller to Baxter. And he will not get the first down. The Buccaneer defense did their job.
Yeah, one thing about this Bear offense, and John Shoup is the offensive coordinator, he says the worst thing you can do is take a sack. He said when you go back, there is no excuse for taking a sack. So if you're not going to take a sack, sometimes you have to dump it off and not get first downs like that situation.
Brad Maynard back to punt. He's one of the keys, according to the Bear coach, that you're on to the Bears' success.
He needed a punter, and Brad Maynard's a punter he got.
Carl Williams. And Williams heads straight ahead to the 12. Tripped up by Greg Jones. Thursday starts your Thanksgiving Day with an NFL tradition, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. Then Brett Favre and the Packers, who lost today, look to stay on top when they visit Detroit. Coverage begins Thanksgiving Day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific on Fox. We'll be there.
And as you said, they're going to really need that win now, because they're going to be at least again. Well, they could be even. If Chicago loses, they would still be even with the Bears. If Chicago wins, they'd be a game behind.
On first down, Brad Johnson back to throw. Pressure's on. He dodges it. Carl Williams went up and made the catch.
And that's the thing we were talking about, that first down passing.
Here's the Tampa Bay offensive line. Walker, McDaniel, Christie, Cozy Coleman, and Jerry Wunsch up front. Williams and Keyshawn Johnson, the wide receivers. Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstart, the runners. And Dave Moore is the tight end. A 14-yard pickup and a first down for Tampa Bay. Warwick Dunn skates away from one and picked up on the outside by R.W. McQuarters. Let's go down to Ron Pitts.
Well, Pat and John, Walt Harris, the Bears cornerback, was supposed to start today, but about 15 minutes in the pregame warm-up, he got a nosebleed, got lightheaded, then he fell to the ground. The doctors took him in the locker room. He did come out later on to try to run. He did run. They checked him out. He's not starting. He's on the sidelines. We're going to get back to you when we know more about what's going on. Pat?
Jerry Azuma is in Walt Harris' place.
And that's what happens when you start to use up your depth, because Jerry Azuma is the nickel defensive back.
2nd and 11. Allstott's the deep back. The pass is to Keyshawn Johnson. Not enough for a first, but a gain out to the 30.
I tell you, Keyshawn Johnson is tough. I mean,
he is a tough guy.
You know, the guy that takes the most hits in football is a running back. But the way that Keyshawn Johnson plays, he'll take as many hits as anyone. There's Brian Urlacher. He not only rushes from the middle, but he also rushes from the outside. But as I was saying, watch Keyshawn Johnson. He runs all these slants, and he always runs that inside stuff. Now, anytime you run inside like that, right after you catch the ball, there is going to be a collision.
Keyshawn is also an excellent blocker. Johnson stays in the pocket, gets it up to Warwick Dunn. And Dunn, I believe, got past the first down marker.
Yeah, he tried to reach it past that yellow line. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And again, it's where the ball is, where the knee goes down. You know, more and more players are doing that, and that's dangerous, because the more you get that ball out, that means you're getting it away from your body.
Where they marked it, it doesn't look like a first down.
Is that with your raw eyes?
Raw eyes.
This is going to be about a chain or two. I agree with you that it's not a first down.
A few inches. The Buck players and obviously the fans want to go for it. We'll have to wait and see what Tony Dungy decides.
Zero Warwick Dunn put that ball out. He was trying to get that ball spotted where he put it out. That's what he's arguing about. Yeah, you can challenge that, too.
Yeah, sure you can.
Now, Tony Dungy has to decide, do you punt, do you go for it, or do you challenge it? I would say, because the clock has stopped here, I would say that they're probably going to challenge it.
I would say if they don't get it, if the measurement isn't safe.
Challenging the ruling on the field of progress being short for the first down.
You're right. You're right. So they'll look at it again.
Now, you see where the yellow line is. He has to get to there. Now, it's where he goes down.
But that's not official.
No, I know that. But you see, it's where the ball is right there. So you have to spot the ball right on that line, which is one. You have to spot it right here on this line. You have to spot it where the yellow line is.
In that case, they got it. Tony Corrente.
Because all he had to do was get it past the 36-yard line. And again, at that one point, that ball did. It's the same thing as breaking a plane on the goal line. That ball did break that plane.
These are two of the softest spoken coaches in the National Football League.
You know, there were two
and Tony Dungy.
Right, and there were two defensive backs in the league, defensive coordinators, and they're two of the calmest guys you'll ever find.
They really are. A long look by Tony Corrente.
You know, you see the thing. Now, maybe his knee went down before he reached the ball out there.
No, it didn't.
Okay, it's where the ball is when the knee goes down.
His elbow might be down, but not his knee.
The elbow counts like the knee. If the elbow's down, then that would be down, too.
But then they didn't make it according to that line.
Yeah, it can be the elbow down. Something. This is just another addition to coaching. Here he is right here. Again, he had to get to that line there.
Well, watch his elbow. Watch his elbow down first.
Yeah. It's right there where the hand went down.
Yeah.
The first thing that hit was the left hand.
Yep.
So it's where the ball is when the left hand hit the ground is what Tony Corrente's looking at.
Well, let's talk about something else.
What?
If they mark it again, and if he doesn't make it, what do?
Oh, you have to punt. I mean, and that's why he challenged. I think his decision here was, do I challenge it or do I punt? Because if they don't make it, I think that Tony Dungy and the Bucks have to punt.
Yeah, I think they have to. I agree.
Yeah, the game's just getting started here. Brad Johnson's warming up again. He's over on the sideline. This thing is taking so long, the quarterback has to re-warm up.
After reviewing the play, the Tampa Bay runner had reached with the ball just across the 36-yard line. The ball will be spotted at the 36. We will measure for a first down.
Another measurement.
Will not be charged with the timeout.
So now what they did is now they changed the spot. So now after changing the spot, now they have to measure it again. So now I just saw him move the ball up there, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
Now he's going to make it now.
Yeah. So that was a big call for Tony Dungy.
The Tampa Bay ball carrier was Warrick Dunn.
And it's a dangerous play what Warrick Dunn did, but it's going to turn out that it's a first down play what Warrick Dunn did.
Well, Tony Dungy's having better luck than he had last year in his challenges.
And you wonder where that challenge came from. Who told him to challenge? Because there's no way that you can see that. I'll guarantee you, having spent a big part of my life on the sideline, there's no way that you can see something like that from the sideline.
Well, somebody upstairs could see that yellow line, maybe.
And they had to be watching the monitor, right?
First down, Bucks. Dunn covering up the ball. Stopped by Warrick, Holden, and Ted Washington.
Yeah, the things that we talk about is throwing on first down or running the edges. They figure if you're going to attack this Bear defense, when they have Washington and Traylor, this guy and this guy in here, you don't want to run inside of them. You either want to throw on first down or when they're in there, or you want to attack the edges or attack the defensive ends.
Not a lot of room.
Here or here in your running game.
Here's Brad Johnson. Dave Moore, the tight end, gets another Buck first down.
Brad Johnson looks pretty sharp today.
Yes,
you know,
he does.
He's a high percentage passing guy anyway that does take a lot of sacks. That was one of those things where they blocked the tackle down and let the back cut the defensive end. I hate that play, but it worked that time.
First down, Buccaneers. On first down, Johnson's going to throw again. Pass is caught by Carl Williams. He had to come back for it, but he made that move. And for a game break, let's go to James Brown, Los Angeles.
That Summerall, a 31-yard run by Garrison Hurst put San Francisco in field goal range, and Jose Cortez bangs home the 26-yard field goal. San Francisco now is 3-1 in overtime. Back to Pat and John.
That had to be a heartbreaker for George Seifert.
Yeah, but what a feeling for Steve Mariucci and the 49ers. They're now at 7-2. Who would have thought that one?
Who would have thought, indeed.
In fact, the 49ers and the Bears had a heck of a game.
Warrick Dunn inside the Bear 35 to about the 34.
Yeah, Warrick Dunn, we always talk about this. You look at him and you think he's going to run outside all the time, but he's a very good inside runner, and not because of his strength or his power, but his quickness. That he can make cuts like that. He just tells his offensive lineman, you just get on a guy. Now watch his feet and his legs, the way he moves here. He's just setting up blocks. After he sets up the blocks, he runs away from where they were.
He has great vision to go along with it. Brad Johnson throws out to Keyshawn. Good play by McWaters.
That play didn't work last week either. See, Mike Allstott is going to get out there. Here's Allstott. He's going to come out and try and block, and they're going to bring it back and throw it to Keyshawn. Allstott doesn't get his block, but this is too quick a read. You see, now Allstott has to go up. He has to make that block. He doesn't make that block, so it's no gain.
So it's 3rd and 3.
That was set up for Mike Allstott to make that block.
Yeah. Brad Johnson on the quarterback draw. And he's close to another Buck first down. Philip Daniels tripped.
Look at Brad Johnson. He's fired up. He's not. You don't expect that. Brad Johnson, not the most nimble of quarterbacks, or the fastest, or the guy that you expect to run a quarterback draw.
He is big and tall, however. Welcome to those of you who saw San Francisco beat Carolina in overtime. Welcome to Tampa, where it's 0-0, the Bears and the Buccaneers, and they'll measure again.
We're saying Brad Johnson looks sharp. He's 7 for 7. Ooh. Now, I didn't think they would go for the last one. This is I think you have to go for this one because here you have good field position. The other time you didn't have good field position.
That's one link of the chain. That's all they need.
And this, to me, the safest and easiest and best play in this situation is a quarterback sneak. But you better get someone on those two big defensive tackles because they're going to squeeze that middle. I'll guarantee you, these two guys here are going to squeeze that middle.
They're going to be close together. Johnson got it. He went over the top.
Yeah, and he went to the right a little because he knew they were going to squeeze that middle. You know, around as long as Brad Johnson, you know, with those two guys, you can't go straight ahead. So you better veer a little to your right. You see, instead of taking that 0-1 hole, you take the 2 hole. The 0 hole would be the gap between the center and the right guard, and the 2 hole would be the next hole out.
That is a real stack of bodies.
But he stayed away from the two biggest,
big bodies,
the 700 pounds of bodies.
Pass is caught by Keyshawn Johnson inside the Bear 10. Did you see the block by Warwick Dunn?
Warwick Dunn, that's the thing that made it go. Watch Warwick Dunn, he's right here. And you're looking, he's not the biggest guy, but he makes that block. And he makes that block, and that lets Brad Johnson have that time to get rid of the ball. See, now watch the block. He's going to be right here. He's going to make that block. Now, Brad Johnson has time. Good protection up front by his line, and he has time to look to find Keyshawn Johnson, step up and throw it.
Dunn on Tony Parrish. Here's Warwick Dunn. Cuts back inside. Short of the 5. Urlacher made the stop along with Tony Parrish.
This is where this Bear defense gets real tough because the things that we said you have to do, you have to run the ball inside. And again, the thing with these big two defensive tackles, you can tire them out a little. And that's one of the things that the Buccaneers talked about. Keep them on the field, tire them out, don't let them stay or play fresh.
This is where the Bucs have had their problem. Incomplete. Looking for Keyshawn.
Here's the thing. What you have is you have two slants. You have Keyshawn Johnson running the slant on the inside. Carl Williams running the slant on the outside.
Jerry Azuma with the coverage.
And I think that's where they're going, too. You know, we talked about Walt Harris being out. Jerry Azuma starting in his place. I think that's the area that the Bucs are looking for.
3rd and goal.
It's the 15th play.
Johnson has time. Keyshawn couldn't hang on. Had his hands on it, but I think it might have been deflected.
Well, Keyshawn Johnson still hasn't caught a touchdown pass. And Brad Johnson said he expects him to come in bunches, though. Oh, I don't know. That's in his hands. You have to catch out whether it was deflected or not. Once you're a wide receiver and you're a superstar and the ball gets in your hands, you have to keep it. Look at that. 62 catches without a touchdown.
Isn't that amazing? 25-yard field goal attempt coming up for Martin Gramatica.
This is Automatica Gramatica from here.
Right up the middle. And it's 3-0 Tampa Bay. 2:29 left in the first quarter in Tampa.
free to move about the country.
Ice premium malt beverage. Intelligent nightlife. Be smart. Drink responsibly.
Are you tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
Ready?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36.
You remember going to the beach as a kid?
Yeah.
I never ran in circles like that.
No. I'd always try and get in the water.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go to the beach just play in the sand.
Leon Johnson and Autry Denson back deep to the Bears. Domenica set to kick it off.
I'll tell you one thing about going to the beach, though. You never turn your back to the ocean. I learned that at a young age.
How come?
Because I got knocked over by a wave. I wasn't looking.
Oh. Denson comes outside the 25.
There's Eric Dungy, Tony Dungy's youngest son, coming out. That's his job if he gets good grades.
Yeah, he must have gotten good grades this week.
Yeah, good week.
3-0.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hello.
These guys took care of that thing, right?
Hey, Mikey, we take care of that thing? Hey, Nicky, you took care of that thing, right?
Yeah, sure. Come on, please. Hey, did you take care of that thing yet?
Yeah.
You took care of that thing, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, steer there?
Yeah.
You took care of that thing, right?
Jerry. Great. Credit card bill.
Look at these fees.
Honey?
One rate for purchases, higher rate for cash advances, and those telemarketers.
Relax. We switched to Capital One's new no-hassle card.
Introducing Capital One's new no-hassle Platinum Card. No balance transfer fees, no telemarketing, one low fixed rate.
Honey?
What's in your wallet?
I know something of attraction. I know something of power. The new car, I think it knows too.
The all-new Lexus ES300, a new world of luxury. At your Lexus dealer.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Lexus and the all-new ES300, a new world of luxury. By Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. By UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere. And by Capital One, who asks, what's in your wallet?
Three 0 Tampa Bay. 2:18 left in the first. First and 10 for the Bears at their own 27. Miller back to throw it. Batted up in the air, and the Bucs saw it.
Yeah, that was Simeon Rice. You know, we were talking about these shallow crosses, and when you run all these shallow patterns, you're going to have a lot of tip balls. Now watch 97, there's Simeon Rice. He starts his rush, he gets in the middle, he's going inside of Brockermeyer again, and then when you get blocked or he starts to set up, just put your hands up.
Miller has it bounce off the official.
Holy moly.
It hits the umpire.
Okay, that's, again, it's those shallow patterns that go underneath and you throw it low. Simeon Rice got the one before. That one hit the umpire, who's the official right behind the defensive line, hit him right in the back.
Hit Bob Wagner.
Let's see if we can hear that. Yeah, you heard it doink when it hit his back, and then you heard it when all the air went out of him.
Did that sound empty?
What, the air going out?
Yeah.
No.
This is a penalty against the Bears.
That's not a penalty for hitting the umpire.
Walked off by the umpire. Now the referee, Tony Correnti.
He never did tell us what the penalty was.
No, he didn't. 3rd and 15. Here's Miller out of the shotgun. The ball's loose, and the Bears get it back. Nobody knew it was loose. It was Simeon Rice.
I tell you, Simeon Rice is having a big game. Blake Brockermeyer had better get this under control, or it's going to be a long day. Here's Simeon Rice right there. You see, we saw him earlier. He took an inside move on Brockermeyer a couple times. That time, he just speed rushed him and went to the outside. Watch Jim Miller. He's looking downfield in the middle and to the right, and he didn't see or feel Simeon Rice.
Carl Williams back for Brad Maynard's punt. Williams fields it. And he's down the sideline and out of bounds in Bear territory. The Bucs will take over in good shape. A minute 17 left in the first quarter. 3-0 Tampa Bay.
I like to look at things of beauty. They make me dream. They make me wish. They make me smile. The all-new Lexus ES 300. A new world of luxury. At your Lexus dealer.
Discover a sensation as real as the streets. Mountain Dew Code Red.
There's a place where people smile big, eat good, and always score a sweet deal. It's got to be Applebee's. What makes a honey of a deal? Our amazing new honey pepper sauce. It makes honey grilled chicken and honey pepper steak a taste of honey heaven. Throw in our famous riblets, now honey barbecue style, and you'll know why. It's got to be Applebee's. Eating good. Honey, honey, oh yeah. In the neighborhood.
On this ship lies a terrifying secret no one was ever meant to know.
I have to see if my name's here.
Tonight, welcome aboard.
You gotta get out of here. Now!
The X-Files, all new at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
Warren Sapp and Simeon Rice, the Buccaneer defense, have had a sack in 37 consecutive games. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. We got one today.
Well, Simeon Rice is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Didn't you just feel before the game that he was a lot more fired up than maybe he had been some other games?
Seemed to be. Brad Johnson on first down. Steps up and fires. To Allstott. Allstott hammers down inside the 30 to the Bear 27. Warwick Oldman made the stop.
Yeah, talking about Simeon Rice and what he was before the game. We were talking to him. Let's listen to it.
You're getting bigger by the second, buddy. Let's go, baby, Bob. Chill it, dog. Boys, it's a liar. I just smell him growing right in front of me. It's all right, though. You know what I mean? Even the big ones got to fall. You know?
And the big cat is a big one.
Well, he said he could even smell him growing as he walked by him. But he was in the pregame. He was with a lot of confidence.
Allstott is deep, and he gets the carry. Urlacher linebacker and Warwick Holden.
Here again, you got to block these guys if you're going to go up the middle.
And you got to assign somebody to those linebackers as well. That's the end of the first quarter with the score Tampa Bay 3, the Chicago Bears 0. Fox NFL Sunday from Tampa Bay will continue after these messages.
Stop them at 5th Street. Maybe we can see the back.
The 911 Carrera. Drive one or admire one.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
It's the Queen Loses Kingdom. Hero fights villain. Boy saves the day. Motion picture never before seen on television. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Next Sunday at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
Back in Tampa, Pat Summerall, John Madden, where is your 8-legged turkey? We'll have it ready by Thanksgiving Day, I can promise you.
I saw it Wednesday night. I was in Fort Stockton, Texas.
Yeah.
And I saw it. So it came down from Canada and down through, got as far as Fort Stockton last Wednesday night.
You need 8 legs to make a trip like that. Warwick Dunn. Walt Harris, by the way, is back in the game.
Walt Harris is in the game for the first time. He had the problem in the pregame warm-up. Didn't start. And I think that the Bucs were really working on Jerry Zuma.
They were trying to.
So I think they kept looking at Walt Harris. You okay now? You okay now? You know, and again, it's not Walt Harris saying he's okay. It's him saying he's okay, and then a doctor saying he's okay.
Here it is earlier.
That was in the pregame warm-up.
Right. Brad Johnson out of the shotgun. Here comes the blitz off the corner. Johnson goes to Dunn. And Warwick Dunn stretching again to try to get the first down. Carl Williams, I beg your pardon. Not done. First quarter statistics.
This has been all about the Bucs. Look here, the Bears only have 1 first down, and over here they have 7. The Bucs have 7 first downs. 10 minutes time of possession to 4 for the Bears.
Cannon's in the background. That happens when the Bucs get inside the 20.
Right, they lower the red flags or raise the red flags and shut off the cannons, shoot off the cannons when they get in the 20-yard line.
Dramatica from 38 yards away. And Dramatica is good again. And the Bucs lead by 6 with 13:49 left in the first half.
Call on a few pals, grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey, guys, hanging out? I'll hang out.
is our best.
Where'd you learn to shoot? Boy Scout, sir.
Sent undercover in the most dangerous situations.
What is your connection? I have no connection.
Now, he's in trouble.
Tom Bishop's been arrested for espionage.
And the game,
I'm getting him out.
Is
we got zero room for error.
on.
Get out of the way! 6 minutes. Look, I know what I'm doing.
6 minutes. 30 seconds. Get out now.
Spy Game. Rated R. At theaters Wednesday.
I hate thinking about money. So now that my paintings are starting to sell, I'm planning to put mine with Fidelity Investments.
We have something called the Fidelity Funds Manager Program.
Basically, they'll manage a portfolio of mutual funds for me, according to my goals. If I'm going to let anyone manage my portfolio of mutual funds, it's going to be Fidelity. Let the people who know what they're doing do it.
Leave all the work and the worry to us.
And that's good, because I hate thinking about money.
Fidelity Funds Manager Program. To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By Fidelity Investments. We can help you see yourself succeeding. And by Spy Game, starring Robert Redford and Brad Pitt. Spy Game in theaters Wednesday.
From the pirate ship in Tampa Bay. I would have loved to have been a pirate.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I just think it'd be exciting. There are people who say I've been stealing for a long time.
Just go out there and do whatever you want to. No laws, no rules.
Right. Leon Johnson.
Live in anarchy.
Where is that?
It's where you're out in the middle of the water and there's no cops.
6-0 Tampa Bay.
Back in time, honor.
You have no business with the king's daughter.
Daughter to free.
And bravery.
Who be ye?
I'll be stomping yours.
Are things of the past.
Yeah, that's tight.
Black Knight. Rated PG-13. Wednesday.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
There is a place where nothing you do is ordinary. Even when all you're doing is pumping gas. When you cross into the blue, everything is different and important.
Especially you.
Fox Wednesday. Is Bernie Mac ready for parenthood?
Make sure you all get one snack. Therefore, everybody have a second. Snack. What's wrong with y'all?
The Bernie Mac Show, all new at 9/8 Central Fox Wednesday.
I ain't gonna make it.
About 80 degrees in Tampa. The Buccaneers 6-0 over the Bears.
Look at that. The Bears haven't scored an offensive touchdown versus Tampa since 1998. 64 possessions. Yeah. They only have one first down thus far.
They haven't scored in this stadium from scrimmage yet. Pass is almost intercepted by Brian Kelly. Intended for Baxter. Let's go down to Ron Pitts.
Pat, John, here's a holiday feel-good story for you. You know, every week John Lynch's wife, Linda, packs a little encouragement in his bag. She packs a note, and he can't read the note until he gets out on the field. Well, John was nice enough to give me the note. Here's what it says. We're all extremely proud of you and your accomplishments. Good luck, and have a blast playing today. And above all, go get the win. John, you know what they say. Never go out there alone. Pat?
All right, Ron, thank you. And he is not alone today. The Buccaneer defense is strong. He got a piece of that tackle.
Yeah, but John Lynch will get a piece of most tackles.
Yeah.
The only time he really doesn't is on a passing play when he's in that too deep, when he's a deep safety. But if he's in cover 1 or cover 3, where he's that safety that's up, he's like an extra linebacker. And as John Shute, the offensive coordinator of the Bears, was saying, he says he's a good fit in there. So when he gets up there, he fits as a linebacker.
He sure does.
Tampa Bay's in nickel.
The ball's batted down by Simeon Rice.
Yep, they have to do something with Simeon Rice. He's going to raise heck today.
He already has.
And you just look, he's the outside guy. Again, they let him go. They let Simeon Rice go because they had to block the inside. See, they got the blitz on the inside. They blocked the inside guy. The guy coming free is Simeon Rice. Simeon Rice was a heck of a basketball player, too, so he can do those types of things.
So the Bears have to punt again. Carl Williams back deep for an excellent punt. Carl the Truth is hit immediately and tackled by Mike Brown. It is still 6-0 with 12:39 left in the second quarter.
What do you give? What gift can possibly say thank you to your best friend, accountant and massager of shoulders and egos? You might want to start with this. A K Jewelers 3-stone diamond ring, starting from only $599. And you can be assured of 2 things. First, the K diamonds are hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that you'll absolutely love it. Every kiss begins with K.
There's a light in your soul, says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Be original, an individual, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper, be you, do what.
Be sure to pick up Garth's new album, Scarecrow, wherever great music is sold.
Let's belt it out for your Pittsburgh Steelers!
I don't care what stadium you work for, all right? If you want to write a check for who let the dogs out, I'm still going to need to see some ID.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Favre and the Packers look to stuff Morton and the Lions. It's a Fox NFL Thanksgiving special.
It's the new show everyone's been talking about, the best damn sports show, period. It's the new nightly show that features a comedian who's a diehard sports fan and a bunch of ex-jocks who really know the game. The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights at 7:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. only on the Fox Sports Net.
Yeah, the Bucs have to get going here and get some points because they're really controlling everything. I mean, they have 7 first downs. They have 112 yards of offense, but they only have 6 points.
Brad Johnson gives to Mike Allstott. Allstott playing tailback this time. Is stopped again by Holdman.
That's really a good 1-2 punch when you have Warwick done and, you know, and his quickness, and then you have the size and also the movement.
That's Jameel Cook at fullback. The man who lines up in front of Allstott. Second down. We need about 7. Keyshawn Johnson, the man in motion. Allstott. This is Keyshawn who made the catch. Didn't get much. That's Philip Daniels. And I don't know what the problem is. Dehydration, maybe?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think it's that hot. I think that, you know, probably just got the wind knocked out of him. You know, something happened to play. I don't think it's one of those days where dehydration will play into this.
Incomplete, intended for Keyshawn. Well played, and the Bucs will have to punt.
That's the thing. They run those slants, so often now. And I say this all the time, that the corners are starting to play them better and quicker than the receivers.
That was Walt Harris.
Walt Harris beat Keyshawn Johnson into that point.
Mark Royals and Leon Johnson back deep for the Bears. Royals will punt. Good high kick. But Leon Johnson doesn't get out of his tracks as the Buccaneer coverage is excellent. 6-0. Tampa Bay over Chicago with 11:01 left before halftime.
It was the mountains and the snow and the water below. And you will know it's cold at last when the Coors Light hits your glass. Are you ready for a cold one? Are you ready for a cold Coors Light? Are you ready? Are you ready for a cold Coors Light? Are you ready for a cold one?
I made my decision.
Oh, he's so busted.
Not okay. I want my steak medium well.
He's got issues.
Taylor, let me check. All right, 2:30, perfect.
Nice pants. These things are amazing.
Introducing Dockers Mobile Pad.
Yay!
Okay.
And wonderful. Trying to save a little time this holiday season? Then come to Best Buy, where you'll find something fun for everyone on your list, all in one place. Best Buy, this holiday, turn on the fun.
The only thing worse than what they're doing to his nation,
Whoever programmed this card is involved with the hit on Palmer.
is what they're planning for his family.
Mom, you gotta come now. Kim!
An all-new 24 at 90 Central Fox Tuesday.
6-0 Tampa Bay over Chicago. Big divisional game for both teams. Brian Urlacher has been compared to Butkus and Singletary and Bill George.
Well, not yet. That's a little premature. He may be, but look at this Buck defense here today. Yards allowed only 11, 1 first down. They have 1 sack and 1 interception. Of those, Simeon Rice has 2 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and 2 batted balls. So they better get Simeon Rice under control, this Bear offensive line.
1st and 10 at their own 33. Looks like Miller's changing the play. And he took too much time doing the change. That'll make it 1st and 15. False start.
Number 58. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
Valerio call for the false start.
Well, the clock is running out. There's still about 3 seconds left, and Chris Valerio, who is probably playing as well as any of the Bear offensive linemen this year, knew that the clock in his head was saying, hey, it's about time to get out of this stance, and he got out of the stance.
1st and 15. The A-train, Anthony Thomas.
And that's what they had to do, is get something going to the A-train here, because he'd only had 4 carries for 7 yards up until that carry right there.
Notice they ran at Simeon Rice.
There's John Shute, the offensive coordinator. And here's what Simeon Rice has been doing here. You know, that he's been a pass rusher, but then they say that he doesn't play the run well, but he is playing the run well.
Ball is caught by Des White. And Miller's going to throw it in a hurry.
They're talking about Simeon Rice and Brockermeyer. I think that Brockermeyer expected him to go inside, so he's been getting beat by the outside pass rush.
Look at Kelly and the Bears. Well, no, we won't stay with it long enough. There's a little shoving match going on between one of the Bear coaches, Brian Kelly.
Conclusion of the play.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 25.
That's who it was.
15 yards will be added to the end of the play. First down.
But the roughness was against the coach.
Against the coach who was on the sideline. Brian Kelly, remember Donnie Abraham was the starting corner for the Buccaneers, and Brian Kelly really beat him out, and Donnie Abraham has had an injury but is now playing the nickel defense. But you can't go over there on the sideline and hit a coach.
No.
You know, at the end of the play, players really do get too fired up sometimes. You know, it's the emotion of the game where you have to be emotional from the time the ball snaps until the whistle blows, and then you have to turn it off.
And how do you do that?
Well, that's why things like that happen.
Monty Kiffin, who runs the Buccaneer defense.
Monty Kiffin, he's the definition of a coach.
Miller back to throw. He throws quickly out in the flat to his fullback, Sheldon. He gets down to the Buck 25.
David Sheldon's a big guy, isn't he? Look at the size of his shoulders, that thing. And you know, again, he's a blocker, but in this West Coast offense, the fullback also has to be a receiver. Remember all those years when Bill Walsh and the 49ers and Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those types of fullbacks, they're kind of getting away from it, but that's still a little part of the West Coast offense.
They list Sheldon at 260. And he looks every bit of that. Here's Lynch coming up.
Yep, he's right up on the line of scrimmage.
Thomas over the left side. Flag on the play. A penalty marker down.
David Terrell, the wide receiver, was in there blocking Lynch. You know, when they get an 8-man up there, you have to get a blocker on him, and that blocker has to be a wide receiver. And that time it was.
Illegal motion. Offense. The men in motion going towards the line of scrimmage at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
83 was David Terrell, who I was just talking about, who made the block. You see him come up and see him go forward right there?
He is.
That's what they called him on. See, he was outside. He came in motion to get in position to block John Lynch. But you can't go forward. You can go parallel, but you can't go forward until the ball snaps.
First and 15. Thomas. Burrows for a couple.
This is the thing that we talked about at the beginning where this offensive line has to calm down the Buck defense. And then they have to run Anthony Thomas and get that going. Then that'll tighten things up. Then they can get some passing going and get that defensive line under control. The biggest guy that they have to get under control, again, is Simeon Rice.
Second and 13. Here's Miller back to throw it. And going deep and has it. To Marty Booker. Touchdown. Chicago Bears.
That was a heck of a throw and a heck of a catch. Marty Booker of the wide receivers for the Bears now. He's the most consistent. As Jim Miller says, if I have a go-to guy, it has to be Marty Booker. You're going to see him in the slot. Now, the Bucs are in a cover 2. So you want to get right between those safeties.
That's where
That's exactly where he went. Dexter Jackson was on one side, John Lynch on the other side. Marty Booker goes right between the two.
100. That's his 5th touchdown of the year. That by Booker. For the extra point, Edinger. And it is good. And the Bears captured the lead.
That's what I was talking about. They let them sit in there. They're winning every area. One touchdown, and they're down.
The American Stock Exchange. Opportunity made fresh daily.
In and out. Good. Keep the victim calm. And 1, and 2, and 3, and
Okay, there you go. That's over 100 channels, sports, news, digital music. Installation's free, and it's only $31.99 a month.
Just $31.99 a month gets you over 100 channels of DirecTV programming. Right now with free professional installation.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
African Safari, $12. Grand Prix Trip, $12. Celebrity Chef Dinner Party, Space Camp Vacation, Night at Music Awards, and a stuffed penguin, $12.
That'll be $12.
Getting more out of your shopping this year? Priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win 5 priceless gifts. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Fox tonight. R.E.M. rocks The Simpsons when Homer turns his garage into a bar.
I'd like to speak to a Mr. Tabooger. First name, Ollie.
I don't get it.
Yell out, I'll eat a booger.
What's the gag?
Oh, forget it.
The Simpsons. All new, 8/7 Central tonight.
Here you see the Buccaneers have the 2 safeties off. See, the 2 safeties are deep, and what you want to do is you want to split them. And you see Marty Booker comes down, and he splits the 2 safeties. John Lynch gave him a heck of a hit, but he was about a half a beat too late. And we're still working on Marty Booker over there on the sideline after that hit. But I'll tell you, Jim Miller put that ball exactly where it had to go, and Marty Booker got exactly where he had to be between those 2 safeties.
Frank Murphy back deep to return this kickoff. He's got to take it at the 2. Murphy hurdles out to the 38. There's a flag on the play. Flag on the play. Holding against Tampa Bay. So that'll bring part of that return by Murphy back.
Frank Murphy made a good return there.
Yes,
in fact, somewhere in the game, I wouldn't be surprised if they sneaked him in to run a reverse.
The return of the kick, holding, receiving team, number 51. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Singleton, the guilty party.
Let's look at that hit again by John Lynch and the catch by Marty Booker. Boom, boom,
wow.
Boom. Woo.
How he held on.
That's football.
Oh, yeah!
Tricky. EA Sports.
Rated E for everyone.
Meet Max. Energizer Max. Introducing a new, powerful Energizer. Energizer Max. Now with the power inside to keep you going. And then some. Do you have the bunny inside?
Huh? Down here. There's a new chunky soup.
Mom?
Huh?
Don't fumble that bowl, baby.
Whoa.
Chunky Chicken and Dumplings is loaded with big chunks of chicken, veggies, and hearty home-style dumplings to fill you up right.
Hey, your head's on my shoulders.
Your head's on my shoulder, man.
Dumplings.
New Campbell's Chunky Home-Style Classics.
Like Mom used to make.
.09 left before the half. It's 7-6. The Bears leading the Bucs. At the 24, first and 10.
Neither team has been able to run the ball. In fact, they both have 18 yards rushing.
Going deep and caught by Warwick Dunn from Johnson.
That's the thing about Warwick Dunn. He's a running back, he's a tailback, but you can also put him outside. And then he can go deep. If there's one guy that has to worry you, it could be this guy Warwick Dunn here. He wasn't in the backfield. He lined up as a receiver. You see, he gets outside, and what do you see on him? A linebacker. Right. Anytime that you can get Warwick Dunn outside and get man-to-man on a linebacker, I'll guarantee you Brad Johnson's going there.
I'll take that. 31 yards on the pickup. The completion from Johnson to Warwick Dunn. Dunn is back in the backfield now. But Johnson's still going to throw and fires deep. Pass is picked off by McQuarters. Intended for Keyshawn. And McQuarters brings it back outside the 20.
And Keyshawn makes the tackle.
Yep.
That was the thing. R.W. McQuarters was playing under Keyshawn. You'll watch him here. You see, he's going to let him get by, and then he's going to be underneath him, not over on top. And then when the ball is thrown a little short, because he has the safety over the top, he can play tough underneath. He played tough underneath and got the interception.
They got R.W. McQuarters from San Francisco.
Yeah, R.W. McQuarters was a #1 draft choice for the San Francisco 49ers. And he has been a heck of a pleasant surprise for the Chicago Bear defense.
I don't know why he didn't fit in San Francisco, but he fits in Chicago.
Well, they didn't think he could do that type of thing. You know, play against height.
First and 10 Bears at their own 22. They lead by a point. Here comes the blitz, and down goes Thomas. Let's go to Los Angeles now for James Brown at a game break.
Hey, Pat, Detroit desperately seeking its first win of the season. Caps a 6-play, 69-yard drive back to the tight end, David Sloan. Detroit on top by a touchdown. That in the second quarter over Arizona. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
We'll see Detroit on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, we'll see Charlie Batch. We'll see our good friend Matt Millen.
2nd and 9. Miller dropped. Intended for John Davis, the backup tight end.
That was one of those things that he was just trying to run with the ball before it got there. Again, the thing that they have to do, if he's going to throw the ball, is this offensive line has to control these tackles. You see what they do? As I said, every pass, they're going to double Warren Sapp. Now, if you can keep that middle clean, then Jim Miller can always step up and throw the ball. Now, again, in doubling Warren Sapp, you better make sure that Simeon Rice doesn't take any more inside moves from the outside.
3rd and 9.
They got this bunch going down here.
Yep. They got to hurry. They get it off in time. Screen pass called to Thomas, and he's going to get the first down. Jamie Duncan brought him down, but not until he got past the markers.
Anthony Thomas is a pretty good player. You know, he came out of Michigan, and we were talking to him last night and said, you know, what's the biggest difference between college and pro? And he said, well, he said, I've noticed that the holes aren't as big, and they don't stay open as long.
Yeah.
You know, he's learning to play with those injuries. He has a bad toe, and he has a tight hamstring, but he's still learning how you manage that and get through it and practice and play.
Here he is again, tripped up. He had something going if he didn't trip, or someone didn't trip him. He's wearing a good number. That number used to be worn for the Bears by Rick Caceres and a guy named Neil Anderson. Remember him?
Oh, Neil Anderson, yeah. I'm sure. Well, I remember Caceres, too. But yeah. Neil Anderson was a tough guy.
Caceres, too. He's from Tampa.
Yeah, and Neil Anderson was one of those guys that could do everything. I mean, he wasn't just a running back. Right. Receiver, blocker, all those things.
2nd and 6. Here's Miller back to throw it. Pass is caught by Marty Booker. He may have been shaken up on the touchdown, but he's back now.
And Jim Miller found him, too. You know, Jim Miller doesn't run a lot. He doesn't move around a lot in the pocket, but he moves around just enough to buy a little time. See, you have a guy on the outside, a guy short on the inside, and a guy deeper on the inside.
Yep.
Now, that's the one that I was talking about earlier. That's the level I think they have to throw the ball more to. Marty Booker makes a heck of a catch. And he just had two hands. I mean, even to bend over with two hands that far to your feet, to get the hands on it is a play.
Miller drops again. Wheels it outside to Booker, who's cut down quickly. Ronde Barber was first there.
Yeah, that's the stuff that the Buccaneers are playing. They're playing that, you know, that quick stuff, that quick screen out there, those types of things. And that's why I think that next level is open. And where Jim Miller and the Bears are having success is on that next level.
Second and 15. Clock running at 3:50. That's before the half. And here's Miller back to throw, and he throws outside to Sheldon. And he's taken down by Duncan and friend, Derek Brooks.
Yeah, that's the thing. In this West Coast offense, it just can't be the wide receivers. You have to get it to the back. You have to get it to the fullback and the tight end. Red Baxter, the tight end, has only caught 9 passes this year, so he hasn't really been a very big part of this offense.
Bears will probably go with Simeon getting a rest.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they do is they have 3 defensive ends, Marcus Jones, Simeon Rice, and Steve White, and they alternate the 3 of them.
Miller. Incomplete. Intended for David Terrell. But the Bears will have to punt. The Bucs will get it back with all their timeouts left. And 2:57 before the half.
And the Bucs offensively at some point have to do something about it, don't they? I mean, they have to move the ball down and get it into the end zone, not just move it down and then bog down and then kick a field goal. Because they've really outplayed the Bears in this first half, but they left the Bears stay in there, and now they're behind.
Good kick. That fumble and the scramble. And I don't know. The Bucs say we got it back, but if they did, they're lucky.
They better get an official in there. There were a lot of players and no officials. Then 2 came in from the side. See, that official has to, it doesn't make a difference what the players say about it. They got to get an official in there to find the ball and who has it. And by the time the official gets in there, that ball can change hands 3, 4, 5 times.
Okay. I think that's Carl Williams who's down for the Bucs. And both teams say we got it. But you're right. Let's wait for what the official says.
And it's the guy in the white hat, Tony Corrente, who's the referee, who will say who has it.
They're still unstacking. Here's Williams.
I think they've already decided because I think the Buccaneers got the ball.
There's the hit by Powell. Brown had a chance, and the way things have been going for him, you'd figure he'd come up with it.
And from this point on, you have no idea what's going on down there. But they did signal Bucs ball.
Singleton recovered it for Tampa Bay. Al Singleton made the recovery. I think that's Carl Williams.
And earlier we saw Robbie Abdullah going off for the Buccaneers.
Yep.
That is Carl Williams. Carl Williams is a punt returner. See him, that ball just went right through his legs. And then as he was trying to get to it, he got the hit right there, and that looked like it bent both knees back, didn't it?
Yep.
And then that ball will draw a crowd, won't it?
And a lot of people flying through the air.
You see, I mean, he had his eyes on the ball. He kept his eyes on the ball, but he brought it down into what they used to call the bread basket, but it went right through the bread basket as he brought it down into it.
I think the hit by Carl Powell had something to do with that. Let's go down to Ron Pitts.
Well, Pat, you just saw Robbie Abdullah going off the field. He has a concussion, and he will not return for the rest of the game. That's Carl Williams out in the field. I'll get your report on him as soon as I can. Pat?
All right, Ron, thank you. 7-6. The Bears leading in Tampa. 2:41 left before the half. The Bucs start from deep in their own territory. Williams still being attended to.
Remember a couple years ago, or was it last year, we did a game where Carl Williams broke his leg?
Yes. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Tony Dungy was telling us the other day, he said every year we forget to play Carl Williams, so he started him today.
Today's business thought. Most hosting companies don't own their network. They hand off your data to someone else, who hands it off to someone else. Handoffs? This isn't a football. This is your data. A message from WorldCom, the world's farthest reaching IP network. And no handoffs. Leave nothing to chance. WorldCom, Generation D.
They've brought the card out for Carl Williams, who got his start today and was returning punts for the Bucs. Brad Johnson has Jacquez Green. The other punt returner is inactive.
And of course, they started when Jacquez Green was injured. Before that, like last week, Reedell Anthony started. There's Larry Wiggum, a great special teams player. You can see him. He's going to get poked in the eye right there in his right eye. You see him grab it as he goes down. Larry Wiggum, one of the better special teams players in all of football. I remember when he played for the New England Patriots and Bill Parcells, but he was one of the best special teams player he ever had.
He has that reputation.
They're checking his eye, and the serious one here, though, is Carl Williams.
Like his right knee, would you guess?
I don't know. I would just say right leg.
Six-year man from Texas A&M at Kingsville. He's in pain.
Yep, and Tony Dungy was just saying how well he was playing and practicing and how he's so capable of giving a big play. Remember, just last week it was Carl Williams who gave him a punt return for a touchdown.
And as he said, as you said, Tony said, every year we look back at what went wrong or what went right or what happened and what we did. And we always say, why didn't we play Carl Williams more?
You know, and whoever you're a fan of, which team or whoever you want to win, you just hate to see this happen. Yeah. You know, he's going through a heck of a lot more pain in the leg.
Yeah, there are other thoughts. 1st and 10, Buccaneers. Keyshawn Johnson in motion. Brad Johnson gives to Warwick Dunn, who gets to about the 10 before the Bears swarm.
And as I said, Reedell Anthony is in there now. Jacquez Green, who would be the normal starter, is not active today.
He has problems with the groin and has had lingering problems.
Right. And then we just see that they just lost Carl Williams, so now it's Reedell Anthony and Keyshawn Johnson. And that's one of the reasons I think that they throw so much to Keyshawn is that Brad Johnson, in his first year with the Bucs, has never gotten comfortable with any other receivers because none of the other receivers have been there that long.
You're so right. 2 minutes left in the first half, and the Bears are up by 1.
Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere.
This is Santa's Workshop 2001. Billions of wish lists come in from around the world, and UPS helps us navigate supply chain management issues. Oh, coal comes in for the Balkans for the naughty. Boy band figurines come in from Japan for the nice. Think about the logistics on that one. We have been a successful brand for centuries now, and for a number of years, UPS has been an invaluable partner. Yes, for Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and he's working with UPS.
It's the new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas from Pizza Hut, now with 6 kinds of luscious cheese and 6 kinds of seriously satisfying meat toppings, or 5 garden veggies, or 2 layers of zesty pepperoni, just $8.99. The new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas, only from Pizza Hut.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
Ever wonder how the race car driver gets to the race car? Seville STS. Available with interest-free financing through November 18th. Seville STS.
Back in Tampa. As darkness approaches, we approach halftime. It's 7-6 Chicago. 2 minutes left in the first half.
Fans are going crazy. They put some guy up there on the screen dancing. Everyone watches him and goes nuts.
He shouldn't be dancing. He's a little too mature for that.
Yeah, but he's good, though.
Keyshawn cut down by Jerry Azuma.
That's the way you get Keyshawn. You know, when you're little like Jerry Azuma and Keyshawn is big like Keyshawn, you better hit him below the knees. Because they have no power below the knees.
Johnson, not enough for a first.
Keyshawn's trying to buy a first down, though, isn't he?
He thought he had it. And so does Brad Johnson. He's over pointing to the ground.
Because they want to get some first downs. They have all their timeouts.
Yep.
But the first thing they have to do is get into field goal position.
They use it. This is a Bear timeout. I beg your pardon.
But here you see if he got over or not. I don't know that ball did get over. I would say that was a pretty good spot by the official.
Coming up on the Visa halftime report, J.B. Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league. And the Fox Sports ticker will keep you updated with up to the second stats. A couple of upsets today. Atlanta beat Green Bay in Green Bay.
I'm surprised JB's even there. I was watching the fight last night.
He was at the fight?
Rockman and Lewis. Yeah, he was at the fight. Like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I don't know what time he got in there. And JB was all looking good.
Well, he's young.
All tied up.
He's young.
Interviewing fighters.
Brad Johnson screen pass to Dunn. Warwick Dunn. Stopped by Mike Green.
Yeah, now the Bucs are just going to get up there and try and go no huddle. But they do have all 3 of their timeouts.
Johnson out of the spread. Here comes a man. Another screen pass to Dunn. Dunn made this cut. Gets close to midfield.
And that's the big thing about having timeouts. You don't have to try and get out of bounds. You can cut back. You can go to the middle of the field and pick up about 10 more yards.
And Brad Johnson takes a timeout.
Right. Had they not had any timeouts left or only had 1 timeout, Warwick Dunn couldn't have made that inside cut.
That's right.
Here, you see, he just fakes the block. You get your lineman out in front. That's where the screen is. The screen is right there. And then all he needs is just some guys to shield off some of those white jerseys. But the fact that he could keep it inside was because they had 3 timeouts.
Yeah, when you can cut like that, it helps.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to be able to, when we were watching tape of him the other day, I said, wouldn't you like to just get in his body for a play and just be able to make moves like that?
Neither one of us are going to get in his body.
Yeah, no, never could, never would. But I mean, he can be going like this way to the right, And then boom, his next step is way to the left. And just to feel what that would feel like would be fun. It'd be like a ride at a carnival.
First down up the middle, Keyshawn. No, beg your pardon. Anthony made a one-handed grab, and there's a flag on the play. Riddell Anthony, a one-handed catch. I thought it had to be Keyshawn.
No, that was the same type of place that Marty Booker made that catch for the touchdown.
Pass interference. Defense, number 37. The penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
Number 37 is Tony Perry.
Watch his catch.
But again, you have to get by that first one and in front of the second one. And that was a great catch by Riddell Anthony.
Wow.
I tell you, it's a pretty good throw. Watch this spiral coming right in here. The one hand to Riddell Anthony. That was a heck of a throw by Brad Johnson. And you think, why don't they do this the whole game? Why don't they throw passes like that?
Why don't they play like it's 2 minutes all the time?
Well, they have trouble here in the red zone, remember.
Pass caught. That's Frank Murphy down inside the 10.
Now, he should have gotten out of bounds, see, because now Brad Johnson has to use that timeout.
Once they get down into the red zone, this is where they sort of have their problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things you have to do. Is you have to be able to run in the red zone because and take on a safety, because the safeties do get tighter, because you can see they don't have much to have to defend there. Then the other thing is most defenses now are playing 4 across. So they just put 4 defensive backs across the end zone, and those seams that you have to hit in there are pretty tight.
And not very deep. Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, again, a reminder that J.B., Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports sticker will keep you updated with up to the second stats at the half, which is 38 seconds away. If they don't take another timeout.
Oh, they'll take another timeout.
Oh, sure.
Unless they score a touchdown.
2nd and 1. Johnson deep in the spread. Semi-roll right, run right, throws, incomplete. Intended for Murphy again. Out of bounds, will stop the clock. Incomplete, will stop the clock.
You know, I watched him practice this play the other day in practice, and I thought they're really stretching to get a play that can get them into the end zone, in the red zone, because this isn't a strength of Brad Johnson's where he rolls out and gets all the way to the sideline. That's something like, you know, Steve Young used to do, or that's a play like Brett Favre would do, but that's not Brad Johnson's play.
They split Dunn out wide to the left.
Look at his stance.
Brad Johnson drops the throw. Gets away, throws it out of the end zone. Roosevelt Colvin.
Yeah, Brad Johnson just threw that one away.
Colvin was right at his face. Tony Dungy.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, he wasn't going to complete anything because everything was covered. The fans are booing now because they're getting frustrated in this red zone. And you can see here that Brad Johnson, right at this point, he's either going to take a sack or he's going to throw the ball away. That's what Brad Johnson is complaining about. As you said, he was in his face, he was on his face with his left hand. The referee is the guy who's right there who should have seen that.
From 26 yards out, Gramatica just inside the left upright is good and gives the Bucks.
And again, the referee is the official right there, and he's right behind the quarterback, and his job is to protect the quarterback. He's supposed to watch the quarterback at all times.
Brad Johnson is saying, I can't believe it. The guy had me by the face mask.
Roosevelt Colvin has said, I put pressure on him.
Yeah.
You said he was in his face, he was on his face, he was in his helmet.
Next week, it's another full day of NFL action, beginning with the undisputed champion of pregame shows, Fox NFL Sunday. Then the 49ers battle the Colts, with the Saints visit the Patriots, plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox.
We'll be at that 49er game and the 49er Indianapolis game, and I think that, you know, the first half surprise is one of the teams have to be the Chicago Bears.
Oh, yeah, no question.
But the other one has to be the San Francisco 49ers.
They're unbelievable. They're now 7-2.
That combination of Jeff Garcia to Terrell Owens is pretty good. That's
I
what
can't
happens.
think of a better combination, can you?
No, not now. If you're a big old lineman, that's what they do to you. They just pour stuff in your eyes.
Jerry Wunsch. Look at the size of the bottle.
Yeah, they just pour it in. They don't care. That's hard to do, though, is keep an eye open when someone's pouring something in your eye. Pouring a bottle of something like that could be like a nitrate or something.
Grammaticus kick rolls down to Denson. Denson headed for the outside. The Bucs gang up on him, and the clock will stop at 15 seconds. Fox tonight. Thanksgiving is here in a couple of days. A couple of days early, in fact. Help yourself to a serving of brand new episodes of King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle, and The X-Files starting tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central, right here on Fox.
You know why the turkey's going to be bigger this year in Detroit? Because it took a meteor shower this morning.
Did it?
Yeah. You know, the meteor shower was out there? Yeah. So we had the turkey out there right under where the meteors were falling. So now we've got big old turkey legs. You ought to see them, Pat. Unbelievable.
You mean you were out there cooking this morning? When the meteor?
4 o'clock this morning. No, we had the turkey get the meteor shower. I didn't take a meteor shower.
James Allen gets the carry. 9-7 Buccaneers as the clock runs out. That's the end of the first half with the score Tampa Bay 9, the Bears 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue from Tampa Bay after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
On this ship lies a terrifying secret.
They have successfully given birth to super soldiers.
No one was ever meant to know.
I have to see if I'm here. My name, my baby's name.
Tonight, welcome aboard.
We gotta get out of here.
Now!
The X-Files, all new at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
It's the Queen Loses Kingdom. Hero fights villain. Boy saves the day. Motion picture never before seen on television. Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. Next Sunday at 7/6 Central on Fox.
Introducing 0% APR financing, or up to $1,000 cash back on every new 2002 Corolla, 4Runner, or Tundra.
There's a deal every day at McDonald's. Right now for just 99 cents, a delicious double cheeseburger can be all yours. And there's more. Get twice the taste for just $3 with a Big Mac, quarter pounder with cheese, filet of fish, or big and tasty sandwich. Your choice of any two for just $3. Price of single sandwich posted on menu board. So for great deals every day, head to your McDonald's right now.
At McDonald's, we love to see you smile.
Prices and participation may vary. McDonald's, a worldwide Olympic partner.
Tampa Bay's largest classic rock library.
Enjoy yourself, kiddo.
Tampa Bay's home of classic rock is Thunder 103.5. Pete Floyd, Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, and the Stones. Tampa Bay's home of classic rock is Thunder 103.5.
Hi, I'm Dan Marino, and I'm teaming up with my good friends at Autoway to bring you lower prices and bigger selection. We're changing the game.
At Autoway, you'll see our one low, no-haggle price marked on over 7,000 cars and trucks. Fords, Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, Lincolns, Dodges, Pontiacs, Nissans, and more. Shop our 13 locations or AutowayDealers.com.
We're changing the game, and the winner is you. Price, service, selection. At Autoway, it's guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Simeon Rice, and you're watching the Bucs on Fox 13, no doubt.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Welcome to those of you watching Tampa Bay and Chicago to the Visa halftime. Right now, a 2-point lead being nursed by the Buccaneers over Chicago.
All right, Warren Sapp, you ready to get it on against these Bears? You bet, DB. I'm ready to go. Brad Johnson says I'm ready. 22-yard hookup, deep sideline route. There's Keyshawn Johnson. This leads to a field goal. Tampa Bay up 3-0 after going 19 quarters since 1998 without scoring a touchdown against Tampa Bay. Finally, Miller to Booker. This 28-yard touchdown breaks that. It's 7-6. Now it's 9-7. Tampa Bay over the Chicago Bears. Michael Pittman having some problems with his vision. Well, okay. Let's take in Thomas Jones as he's in for Pittman. Goes around left end, 3-yard touchdown. 7-0 Arizona. Scary moment. Plummer hits Steve Bush, who's hit hard by Ron Rice. Rice is injured on this play. Has to be carted off with a neck and back stinger. Score at the moment is 7-all until Charlie Match hooks up with David Sloan. Rolling to the right. Sloan wide open. All knotted up at the halftime, 14-all. Lions in the Cardinals.
10 Mile High.
Greasy roll left, turn right. Rod Smith wide open. Touchdown. He beats Champ Bailey. 10-0. Broncos over the Redskins at the half.
All right, and meanwhile, in Oakland, the Raiders have won 9 straight home games on top of the Chargers by a touchdown there. Mark Brunell did not start because of full quad muscle, so Jonathan Quinn is in at the helm. Steelers on top by 2 field goals in that one. Philadelphia has now scored 76 points in 2 games against the Cowboys, spanking them today. The Packers losing to the Falcons. Good news for Tampa Bay if Tampa Bay can beat Chicago. The Panthers looking for an opportunity to snap an 8-game losing streak, but San Francisco 3-1 this season in overtime.
Saints 34-20 over the Colts. Jim Moore going back down to New Orleans. Jets 24-0 over the Dolphins. Dolphins looking horrible. Jets win 8 in a row. Seahawks over the Bills. Jimmy Kimmel said Buffalo would take care of Seattle. He was wrong as usual. Browns 27-17. Congratulations, Browns fans. Your team, the Browns, sweeps the world champion Baltimore Ravens. Titans, hey, they're playing pretty good football now. 20-7. Looking good.
Chicago and Tampa Bay, big boy.
Yeah, as John Madden mentioned, Marty Booker is the go-to guy for Chicago. A couple of big catches, including that touchdown catch where he took a monster hit from John Lynch. And when you're talking, the other thing that John Madden mentioned is when Warwick Dunn is out in space, matched up on the linebackers you saw a week before, Almon Green took advantage of those Chicago linebackers. That's a mismatch. And Pat Summerall asked the question, if they look so good in the 2-minute offense, why doesn't Tampa Bay run it all the time?
Exactly. That's what I've been saying all along about this football team.
Not?
Well, I said it just a minute ago. when you stop and you look at these 2 football teams, though, why don't they throw it around a little bit? Rap. I just got started. You can't say rap when I just start talking. I'm going to quit.
So John Madden, I'm glad to be here, and I am still awake because I love this. Some of the local news, others back to hear this.
How lady
Chris said, rap. I just...
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Kickers, you got to keep them in their place, Warren. Timmy, go bye-bye.
Fox NFL Sunday, next week, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Fox tonight. REM rocks The Simpsons.
I told them it was the benefit. They think they're saving the rainforest.
An all-new episode. Then, when Lois leaves the boys home alone.
Thank you.
Can Hal keep the troops in line?
We can do some calisthenics.
But I just ate a ton of ice cream.
Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Stupid. An all-new Malcolm in the Middle after all new episodes of King of the Hill and The Simpsons. Tonight on Fox.
Introducing the NFL Gridiron Classic Collection. Call 1-877-NFL-SHOP or go to NFL Shop on NFL.com. See it on the sidelines Thanksgiving Day.
Hello there, I'm Cecily Wilson. We'll get back to the Bucs game in just a moment. But first, this Fox 13 News update. And police are searching for the driver who hit a man near Plant City. A car struck and killed 47-year-old Jesus Guerrero as he crossed Medulla and Frank Moore Road last night. Then the man took off. Investigators are now looking for a light-colored Honda with a red stripe. Deputies say they've captured a pair of church vandals in Pinellas County. 23-year-old David Labby and 29-year-old Scott Spears are accused of breaking into the Calvary Episcopal Church in Indian Rocks. They allegedly stole a TV and some computers, then trashed the church. The two have been charged with burglary and criminal mischief. Metropolitan Ministry says it's reaching the crisis point when it comes to food supplies. The charity still needs about 500,000 pounds of food to feed families this Thanksgiving. Metro Ministries is now accepting donations at their holiday tent in Tampa. And now a look at your Sky Tower forecast with meteorologist Andy Johnson. Hi there, Andy.
Hi, Cecily. Good evening, everyone. It's been a very warm and humid day, and because of the high humidity, we've seen some showers develop, and these are moving southwestward through the Bay Area, so don't be surprised to see a little bit of a rain in some areas tonight before the sun goes down. Here's a look at the forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, some isolated showers, the overnight low 63. Then for tomorrow, perhaps some morning fog, then partly cloudy and warm once again in the afternoon, 82 degrees. Cooler weather is coming up, though, for Thanksgiving. Back to you, Cecily.
All right, thanks, Andy. And finally on Fox, the Tampa Bay Rough Riders brought lots of smiles to a group of very special kids. The children got to build a bear at the International Plaza. The children are all suffering from cancer, and today they got to stuff, design, and dress a new best friend. Well, that's all the time we have for now. We'll see you back here tonight at 10, right after the X-Files. Now, back to the game.
Recently at this quiet, unassuming little Pizza Hut, an interesting pizza discovery took place. Whoa! We've created the new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas from Pizza Hut. Our Lovers Pizzas now with cheese once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 kinds of luscious cheese. And 6 kinds of seriously satisfying meat toppings. Or 5 garden veggies. Or 2 layers of zesty pepperoni. And you'll discover it's not $12.99, it's only $8.99. $8.99. The new Ultimate Lovers Pizzas, only from Pizza Hut.
It's time to do the math. Start with Explorer, the compact SUV that's outsold every other since its introduction. Add Excursion with its best-in-class interior room. Expedition with optimal 9-passenger seating. The most far-reaching lineup of SUVs on the planet and the year's best deal. And what do you get? 0% financing on the go-anywhere rugged family of SUVs from Ford. 0% financing is available right now during truck season. So hurry into your local Southern Ford dealer today.
Tampa Bay's largest classic rock library.
Enjoy yourself, kiddo.
Tampa Bay's home of classic rock is Thunder 103.5. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, and the Stones. Tampa Bay's home of classic rock is Thunder 103.5.
For 90 years, Chevrolet has helped keep America moving. And we're not about to stop now. Chevrolet is proud to offer interest-free financing on every new car and truck we build. Every new Chevrolet, interest-free. It's one way we can help keep America rolling forward. Chevrolet, we'll be there.
The Brad Johnson Story, tonight at 10.
Y'all know this game is not for the faint of heart. Now come on, win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Here's Favre. Pass is picked off, and he is gone. Congratulations on the Turkey Leg Award.
Turkey leg? Every year, turkey leg. I'm on a trophy. When I grow up in a pond?
At the end of the half, Rod Pitts talked with Tony Dungy.
All right, thanks a lot, Tony.
Still, again, not able to get 6 points, but you got down there.
Yeah, we moved the ball quite well. We've squandered some good field position, though, and just kicked field goals. We're going to need some touchdowns in the second half.
How big is it now for Carl Williams to be out of the game? A nice catch there by Riedel Anthony, but how much does all that change your passing plans?
Well, that hurts us. We lose our returner, and also we've now just got 3 wide receivers. As long as no one else gets hurt, we'll be fine, though.
All right, good luck second half, Tony. Thanks. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Ron. Halftime statistics. Tony Dungy sounded as if he were happy about the way they've been able to move the ball.
Well, you can see that he was able to move the ball here passing, but the thing that neither team has been able to do is run the ball. The Bears ran for 28 yards and the Buccaneers only 21. First downs, the Bears finally started getting some in the second quarter. They had 7, 12 for the Buccaneers. But the thing is, as Tony was saying there, the Buccaneers have been moving the ball. They've been doing everything until they get to the 20, and then they have to settle for field goals. And to me, that's the difference in this game.
You know, as we start the second half of the season, it seems like over the years, the teams that are able to run the ball are the teams that make it into the playoffs and then continue after that.
You know, and just before the half there, I mean, they were down there, they had a yard to go, and they passed. I think sometimes you get so concerned inside the 20 passing that you forget that a big part of inside the 20 or the red zone can also be your running game.
It really can.
And with all said and done, you think that, you know, sometimes you can get down in the red zone and you can run some of those things in there.
Well, neither one's a fullback. That's the problem with those two. Murphy watches it bounce into the end zone and out of bounds after it crossed into the end zone. So they'll start from the 20.
You know, this is a type of game that these two teams play, though.
Yep.
I mean, they play like heck in the first half just to be close. Then they take it into the third quarter, and then they want to win it in the fourth quarter.
Well, you and I were talking yesterday. I said, what do you think the score is going to be? And you said 9-6.
Yeah, the game, this game is 9-7 at halftime.
You had 9-7,
This game, no, I had 9-6.
I had 10-6.
This game had 9-6 written all over it. You know, dominant defenses and offenses that aren't consistent enough to score a lot of points.
Brad Johnson, Warwick Dunn, hit behind the line, tried to spin away, couldn't. Philip Daniels wrapped him up.
That was a heck of a play by Daniels. I mean, because Warwick Dunn is a quick guy, and when you get on an edge, and that's what they want to do, they want to get him out here on an edge, and you see him here, he takes an inside move and then comes back out, and Daniels doesn't let him get to the edge.
Well, they tried to pull the center, Jeff Christie, and he couldn't get out.
Well, that's the thing that they're trying to do is angle block, you know, block down these two big defensive tackles and pull the center.
Johnson will have to throw. Brad steps up in the pocket, and down he goes. Daniels again. Let's go down to Ron Pitts.
Well, Dick Duran of the Bears told me that he's happy with the way his defense is playing, only allowing 21 yards rushing. He would like to see his offense stay on the field a lot longer, but he said this is exactly the kind of game that I expected. Carl Williams for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is out there calling it a hip contusion. He will not come back in. And, John, just so you know, just before halftime, Brad Johnson came over to me. He said, did John Madden see that face mask? Find out if he did. So, John, I'm going to throw it to you. Did you see the face mask?
Yeah, I saw the face mask, and all our viewers saw the face mask. Obviously, the only guy that didn't see the face mask was a referee who was standing right there. Tony
Corrente was on the other side. Here's Brad Johnson, dumps it up the middle of Dunn, who spins away.
Warwick Dunn is something special. You know, he has that thing where he gives homes to people that, you know, can't afford it. He makes a down payment. He furnishes them. He gives them food. He's going this next Tuesday to Baton Rouge, and he's going to give new houses to 3 families.
3 new ones in Baton Rouge, his hometown. Leon Johnson back to return the punt. Got maybe a yard on the punt return. But the Bear defense again did the job. 9-7, Tampa Bay leading, 13:07 left in the third quarter.
free to move about the country.
The tailgate crew is coming. The Miller Lite Tailgate Tour. Join the party as it rolls across the country and win a chance to tailgate at Super Bowl 36. Want a party like the pros? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
What would you do if someone passed you the keys to a Pontiac Grand Am for a week?
Now I'm getting psyched. I can't believe I did it. Oh my God! How do you feel? So excited. Got it, Grabby. Mistake number 3, right? I'm telling everybody for the rest of my life about this.
So what would you do with a Pontiac Grand Am? Tell us at Pontiac.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Pontiac. What would you do with some Pontiac excitement?
Back in Tampa, the Bears ball. They trail by 2. Thomas hit behind the line by McFarland.
That's a guy that they missed, old Booker McFarland. You know, if you're going to double team Warren Sapp, and if you're going to be so concerned with Sapp, you need another guy there. And that Anthony McFarland is that guy, because he can make a play. And if you don't get something on him, he is quick enough and big enough and strong enough that he also can control that middle.
And he, like Sapp, can chase plays down. 2nd and 11. Miller gets it up to the tight end, Fred Baxter. Might be a little short of the first down.
I think that's one thing the Bears are doing better today, Pat, is getting that other guy, whether it's a fullback that we saw early or you see Baxter here, just coming up. And you know that the Bucs are going to be in some kind of zone. So all you have to do is find that hole in the zone and just turn and run a hook.
3rd and 1. For the Bears, Jim Miller. Bucs have Lynch up on the line of scrimmage. The play's coming that way. The A train is close.
Yeah, that's one of the things that the A train tries to get is that yardage after contact. We call it yak, but he really hasn't gotten a lot of it today. He said that was the thing that they taught him in high school. They taught him at Michigan, and every place he's been is when you get hit, get that next yard or 2.
Well, he got enough.
I don't know how big a yak he gets here after he gets the contact. There's the first contact, and he did get a couple yards, and that's how he got the first down.
That's what got him the first. Bakers to Thomas. Miller going deep. He's got a man. Booker, touchdown. Perfect throw from Miller. Puts the Bears back ahead. And Booker is having a sensational game and year.
That's his second one to Booker. He started inside, then he went to the outside, and you see the double goes inside, and he just runs right by Rondé Barber.
Why did Rondé Barber slow down like that?
Because I think he was concerned with the outside receiver. See, when they started, Booker was the inside receiver. And then the inside receiver came in, and Booker went out, and no one went out with him, and then Rondé Barber was too late.
44-yard touchdown pass. Miller to Booker. Extra point by Edinger is good. And the Bears lead it 14-9 early in the 3rd quarter.
His pilot was shot down. And his mind's made up.
We're coming to get you, son. You still got your boots, haven't you, cowboy?
They were tied on. Owen Wilson, Gene Hackman.
The American people want their pilot back.
On November 30th.
You will lose your command. So be it.
Get ready to cross the line.
Evade and survive, and we will bring you home.
Behind Enemy Lines. Rated PG-13. November 30th, only in theaters.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car.
How about a pickup?
A black one. With a place for my bike.
Autotrader.com. Over 1.5 million used cars, make it the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Need a loan?
Oh, yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Come follow the footsteps of Michael McGee. A foolish and forgetful fellow was he. The mournful moan of a man all alone goes a little something like this. Should he use Prestone? Now he's sneezing and wheezing and his poor toes are freezing. Oh, poor baby. Scary things happen in Prestone season. I see 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in your future. I do, I swear, my vision is my gift. Swing by your favorite Prestone retailer for your chance to win.
Fox Wednesday. Is Bernie Mac ready for parenthood?
I ain't gonna make
The Bernie Mac Show, all new at 9/8 Central Fox Wednesday.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Back in Tampa, the Bears have just taken the lead 14-9. Frank Murphy back deep for the Bucs. Edinger to kick off.
Well, Jim Miller was talking about how consistent Marty Booker was and how he's his go-to guy, and he sure has proven that today. He's gone through for 2 touchdowns. You know, they really thought that they lost their deep threat. In fact, they did. They didn't think that, but in Marcus Robinson, who is a big deep threat. I mean, he's one of those guys that can run. You just throw the ball, he goes jump ball and comes up with it. But Marty Booker has taken his place in a lot of ways.
The kick goes out of bounds. Steve White was trying to jump on it.
That's why it's a touchdown again. Here's Rondé Barber. Here's Marty Booker. And you're going to see as he starts out, you see he goes to the outside. Rondé Barber goes inside a little. Now he finally realizes where he is. He looks back. He loses the ball. See, Marty Booker keeps going. Rondé Barber slows up or stops, and Booker runs right by him, and Jim Miller throws a perfect pass.
They're trying to work that problem out.
Rondé Barber got a little involved with the outside receiver first. And then by the time he recovered, and he looked like he was gaining on it, then he looked up and didn't see the ball.
Brad Johnson on first down, outside to Anthony.
You know, one thing that's impressive about these Bears is they just hang in there. I mean, they just fight. You know, you think that, you know, that first quarter, Tampa Bay comes out, they have everything going. These guys just hung in there. You know, kept going. I think that's kind of a product of this guy, Dick Duran. That's the kind of guy he is, the kind of player that he was. That, you know, it's 60 minutes, and you got to play all 60 minutes and just hang in there no matter what happens.
We asked him yesterday what was the big difference in the Bears, and he said the character of the guys who play the game for us. They just hang in there. Here's Allstott, and they hung around him, didn't they?
Well, the thing is, it's tough to run inside. You know, we talked about that, and here's where it starts. It starts right here, that if you're going to run in here, you have to get movement on these 2 guys. If you don't get movement, then the middle is going to be stuffed or clogged. Now, if the middle is stuffed or clogged, you have to go outside. And then, boom, here comes all the pursuit.
Well, that's a pretty good illustration right there. That's a big load right there.
As Brian Urlacher says, he said it's great to play behind 700 pounds.
Yep. Here comes the Bear blitz up the middle. Moore incomplete. Whistle is blown, and the Bucs will have to punt.
You know, and that's one of the places we talked about the strength of this Bear defense and how well they're playing. It's right here. It's Keith Traylor, it's Ted Washington right up the middle, Brian Urlacher, the middle linebacker, and then Tony Parrish and Mike Brown here. So, you know, in any sport, I think the strength has to be right up the middle if you're going to be anything, and the Bears do have that.
Leon Johnson back deep to field the punt. Takes it. Pursued. Johnson knocked out of bounds.
Johnson on the return. Forced out of bounds by Howell.
John Howell knocked him out of bounds. The Bears take over, leading.
Hey, so it's $31.99 a month, right?
Yep. Over 100 channels, all 100% digital quality.
Cool. Upstairs. What are you waiting for? Chop, chop.
Got it.
What? You think I wash cars for free?
Just $31.99 a month gets you over 100 channels of DirecTV programming. Right now with free professional installation.
Okay, sir, you're all signed up.
It orders pizza. It has an FM stereo so you can listen to music while waiting for pizza. It two-ways friends to come over for pizza. It has voice-activated dialing so you can order more pizza.
Pizza.
Without putting down your pizza. Get a free clip-on speaker when you buy and activate the Motorola V.120 digital phone now at Verizon Wireless.
There was no running back more fun to watch than Barry Sanders. He'd stop dead in his tracks and go backwards. He'd spin away from tacklers and go sideways. And yeah, he also moved forward for about 15,269 yards.
Hey, nothing beats an original. Original Coors, brewed with Rocky Mountain water.
Original Coors. Nice handoff.
A school sex column heats up more than the student body.
Have you read the school newspaper? What's wrong with you people?
Can the faculty legally stop it?
This stuff is protected speech.
Don't mess with me on this, I've had it.
Or will the students fight back? All new Boston Public tomorrow.
Fox tonight. Thanksgiving is here a couple of days early. Help yourself to a serving of brand new episodes of King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle, and The X-Files starting tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central right here on Fox.
You know, Jim Miller had a hip pointer, missed a couple games, played last week, and wasn't 100%, but he sure looks like that thing is loosened up today, hasn't it? Because sometimes you can come back and you can play. As he said, it still catches in some parts, but it doesn't look like it's catching in any parts.
Miller back to throw it. Here comes Simeon Rice around the corner, but Miller gets rid of it. Again, it's Booker. Marty Booker, touchdown.
That is amazing.
It really is.
Jim Miller throws one to Marty Booker, goes and gets a drink of water, and comes right back and throws him another one. Here he's on Brian Kelly this time, man-to-man, number 25. He's running a post there, and it's kind of a skinny post because you don't want to get in where that safety is. You see Dexter Jackson, the safety, was coming over, so he wants to throw that beyond Kelly, but before it gets to Dexter Jackson. I need one more. That was a perfect throw and good pass protection.
All three. Simeon Rice had gotten around his man, was almost on Miller, but he got rid of the ball. And this is to make it 21-9. There are going to be some new faces in the playoffs this year. 3 for Booker, 3 for Miller.
What would you do if someone passed you the keys to a Pontiac Grand Prix for a week?
I'm out, man. Let's go.
I'm out to see the world. San Francisco, here we go.
Are we having fun yet? Doesn't take much to have fun, does it?
This is like riding on a surfboard.
You're gonna have to call me Dixie if I wear this.
All right, Dixie.
I can smell the salt water from here. Give us a swell, baby. So what would you do with the Pontiac Grand Prix? Tell us. Pontiac.com.
There's some good surf out there.
Change the face of digital photography with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. By DirecTV, the #1 satellite entertainment provider. By Original Coors, nothing beats an original. And by the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Sun is starting to set in Tampa.
If I was those birds, I'd watch out with Thursday being Thanksgiving. You know, you don't want to be mistaken for a turkey.
Not well.
You don't know. I mean, someone comes down there looking for a big old bird. They see a big old bird and said,
that's a pelican.
I know it, but that's what I said. They have to watch out because they don't know that everyone knows that.
Not much meat on the pelican.
Well, you get both of them.
Murphy's going to bring it out of there. Murphy outside the 35. There's that touchdown again.
Yeah, and watch, here's Dexter Jackson here. Now, this is what play-action pass does. They start this way. This brings Dexter Jackson this way, and that's going to allow Marty Booker to get out there. But see the action coming here to the right. Now watch him. He comes to the right. Now he can't get back. Now Marty Booker gets inside of Brian Kelly, and Jim throws a perfect pass.
They're in an eight-man front. Lynch was up, so they had only those three to beat. The deal with Johnson gets it out to Allstott. Ball came loose momentarily, and the Bears think they had it.
Brian Urlacher right there saying that he has it. You talk about momentum. This third quarter has been a big momentum changer.
Philip Daniels made the recovery, much to the dismay of Tony Dungy.
And everyone was saying that this Bear offense, they have to go deeper. They can't throw all those short passes. Talking to the Bears last night. In fact, it was Brian Urlacher. He says, you know, he said Mike Allstott will fumble.
Yep.
And of course, you know, I mean, over the years, he has been known as a little fumbler because he stands up. But then they're going to rip the ball out of there.
Anthony Thomas over the left side. Right now for a game break. Let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
What a ball game in Arizona, Pat. Take a look at Jake Plummer looking good coverage downfield by the defense on Detroit, but Plummer staying with it, hooking up with Frank Sanders. It turns out to be a 68-yard pass play for the score, all knotted at 21 in the third. At Summerall, John Madden.
We're in Tampa. 2nd and 6 for the Bears in Buccaneer territory.
The Bears are exploding in the second half.
Thomas leans forward to about the Buccaneer 35.
You know, there's a good player in this Bear offensive line is their center, Olin Kreutz. And, you know, Jeff Christie, the center for the Buccaneers, posed. But we're seeing more and more of that, where you get a smaller center that is very active. And that's what Kreutz does on that. You know, he used to be active sometimes after the whistle blew, and he used to talk. Remember how Warren Sapp has that thing with Brett Favre where they always talk? Yeah. Well, on the Bears, it's this guy here, Olin Kreutz, that Warren Sapp always talks to.
You say he's smaller. She's 285, but in comparison, he is smaller.
Yeah, right. I mean, by today's standard, I mean, some of these linemen are 350 pounds.
Yep. Here's Miller back to throw it. Gets it to Booker again. Booker gets it down to about the Buck 21. 22 make it.
Yeah, we all said that the Bears, to be more successful on offense, had to get the ball down the field. But they can't just keep throwing that short stuff. Well, they came out today, and look at what Jim Miller has done.
And look what Booker has done.
And I don't think the Buccaneers expected anything like this. I think they were, expecting Anthony Thomas to run. I think they're expecting those shallow crossing patterns, and the Bears didn't give them any of that today so far.
Thomas surges forward for about 4.
We look at Jim Miller's passing chart, then it's not going to include the last one, but it used to be that all their passes were right in here. But look, I mean, he's getting some beyond 10 yards, but look at the touchdowns where they all over 20 yards. And that's the thing that I know the Buccaneers didn't expect.
Well, so unlike the Bears, look at the rain pounding down. A lot of people in the crowd starting to depart.
This is Chicago Bear runner now.
Thomas Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Chased down by Barber.
That's one of the things about these Buccaneer corners, defensive, they're all good tacklers. You know, that if you're a Buck corner, they don't have any such thing as a cover corner. I mean, if you're a corner and then you're in cover 2 and they run toward you, you have to force that run on your side.
It's 3rd and 8. You'd think maybe
I'd throw another one to Marty Booker. That's worked all quarter.
You got to figure that the Bucs will be looking for that, but they're showing blitz.
Now they're blitzing now. They have man-to-man out there.
Miller, and he gets sacked by Steve White. Flag on the play.